Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to New Face Entertainment. Here we are on the latest update on the Lekki Toll Plaza. Two witnesses gave their high report witness on how soldiers badly treated them, shot them, and how they packed lifeless bodies into the vans. This is a report from one of the leading newspaper, Prime Times. Two witnesses on Saturday narrated before the panel on police brutality in Lagos how soldiers shot at protesters at the Lekki Toll Plaza on October 20, 2020 and carried lifeless bodies into their vans. The protesters were calling for an end to police brutality when they were attacked by Nigerian soldiers at the TollGate. One of the witnesses at the Lekki TollGate Plaza on that particular day, Lekki Sanusi, who appeared before the panel, said it was part of those who volunteered to clean the protest ground, especially the stage area. He said he counted at least 10 bodies after the gunshots. Mr. Sanusi said that at about 6:30 p.m. he heard gunshots and saw people running towards Oriental Hotel. I saw men of the Nigerian army. Later, when they said we should sit on the floor, I saw a military man and I saw protesters carrying lifeless bodies to the military men's feet, he said. Later on, I counted 10 people at the feet of the military men. They were not moving. They were lifeless. Later on, I saw them carrying people close to Diamond Bank. They were packing bodies and putting them in the van, he said. Mr. Sanusi said an officer who said he was acting on a directive of power beyond him came on the stage and pleaded with the protesters to go home. He also said the officer requested that they nominate 5 representatives among themselves to discuss with him, but they turned him down. After coming down from the stage, I think he left and the shootings began again, he said. Then 3 military men came to the stage, destroying things, scattering mixers, poles, and speakers. Then they pushed some speakers on me. I fell. I could not move, but I could hear what people were talking. I heard one woman crying and saying, "You must not die." I could hear a car on motion and I was trying to open my eyes. I saw the woman in blue, drenched in blood, holding a man and saying, "You must not die." I woke up at the military hospital and was later referred to Marina General Hospital. The person that brought me there told me that 6 protesters were in the hospital and I was in a coma for 7 hours. Mr. Sanusi said that Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu visited them at the hospital and gave them 10,000 naira each, and he used his to get drugs and clothes. The doctor had to beg me to sit on the chair with my drip because many protesters were still coming. More than 11 people died in the hospital and some were laid on the floor. In the toilet, there were blood everywhere, he said. Mr. Sanusi said that one of the nurses advised him to leave because the soldiers were coming to finish protesters in the hospital. I sneaked out of the hospital using the small entrance door leading to the governor's road. Mr. Sanusi told the panel He wants the Lekki toll gate to be dedicated to those who were allegedly killed by the Nigerian army on October 2020. I want the panel to find those who ordered the shooting, and I want the TollGate to be a memorial ground, he said. Shot in the chest. The second protesters. Another witness. Ifeanyi Agbeze told the panel he had been living in pain after he was shot in the chest by a soldier during the October 20 shooting. Around 4 p.m., I saw two men removing the CCTV camera. I don't know why. Later, the billboard light went off. I felt something bad was going to happen, but I couldn't figure what exactly it was, said Mr. Agbeze. Around 6:45 p.m., I heard siren along Sandfield, a van coming. I moved closer to the stage. I saw the military van. I thought they were coming to calm us down. Somebody announced that everyone with cars should turn on their car headlights and face the stage because the light was already off, and we were instructed to not to insult anybody and not to be violent. When we heard the siren, they said we should come to the stage and sit on the floor. Mr. Agbeze said when the shooting began, someone beside him was shot, and when he tried to help him, a military man dressed in full military shot me in my chest. I immediately ran. Then I discovered that everywhere was dark and asked myself, where am I running to? He said that one of the operators took him to Marina General Hospital. One of the protesters took him to Marina Hospital, where he was later referred to the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital, LASUT. They did X-ray for me, and their boss gave the film to me. The doctors asked me if I had gotten through with my people. I was in LASUT for 6 days, and when I was discharged, I was still feeling much pain. I told the doctor that I don't feel okay, so I don't leave the hospital that very day. He said that he had to leave the hospital when he got information that some soldiers were going around to finish off protesters in the hospital. Mr. Agbeze said after he left LASUT, he went to a private hospital, and on December 29, he did another X-ray which showed he had a fracture. Since then till now, I still feel the pain. I went for another X-ray on May 18, 2021, he said. He, the doctor, also asked me to go and do a CT scan, but it is expensive. I don't have the money yet. I want justice. I want to know who ordered the shooting. The army had initially denied taking live bullets to the protest ground, but after changing its testimony several times, it eventually admitted it indeed took live bullets to the scene, but only engaged armed miscreants.